What is up, Union Club family? Your friendly food and beverage director, Josh, coming to you with another episode of Behind the Bar. Now today we're going to be taking a look at how to make the daiquiri. I know what you're thinking. Why would I want to try to make one of these overly sweet, frozen blender drinks that's probably going to give me brain freeze and should be brought to me by the Cabana boy while I'm sitting poolside in the tropics? Now it sounds like a nice life, but it sounds like a bad drink. The original is balanced perfection, sweet, sour, savory, wonderful, wonderful beverage, and a great way to get rid of some of that rum that you probably have in your liquor cabinet. Quick look at history. This drink can be traced back to 1896 with an American engineer down in Cuba working in a mine. The mine workers were rationed a gallon of rum, Bacardi rum, per month. That's like almost 5 ounces a day. Wowza. I guess it's a way of saying, thanks for risking your life going into this hole in the mountain just so I can make a buck. But anyway, this American engineer, his name was Jennings Cox, he wasn't a big fan of the flavor of rum. And so the stuff just started stockpiling in his house. One day, he had over some American guests, some friends of his, and he ran out of gin. Jennings, you've done it again. So he's like, well, let's try to make this rum somewhat palatable. So he used an old Cuban saying, 1 part sour, 2 parts sweet, 3 parts strong, 4 parts weak, the weak being water. That was kind of their go-to recipe ratio when making drinks. So what he did was take some rum, took some citrus, some lime, some sugar, and mixed it all together and made this punch. And by golly, it was a hit. His friends loved it. He started telling all his bartender friends about it, and it started becoming a thing in Cuba. Later becoming a thing in America with Ernest Hemingway becoming a big fan. Basically, it's a rum sour, but his bartender friends said, you need to come up with a name with it for it. So he did kind of like a tribute to the city or the town that he was in with the mining facility. That city was called Daiquiri. It's also a name of a beach down in Cuba. So that's where they got the name for the daiquiri. What we're going to be looking at is essentially Bacardi. We knew that's what he was drinking because that's what he was given once a month, a gallon. We're going to look at citrus, our lime. His original recipe said lemons, but we can look back and see that it was actually more likely limon, which is closer related to the lime than the lemon. So most recipes you'll find today will use lime. Then we have our simple syrup. You can buy this at your liquor store, but don't waste the money. It's essentially dissolving 1 part sugar into 1 part water. You can do this at home. It doesn't even have to be that hot if you're using some sort of cane sugar. If you're using a demerara or some sort of like raw sugar in the raw, you might need to get your water a little hotter. But essentially it's 1-to-1. If you want to do 2-to-1, make it a little thicker, you can do that. I'm going to be adding my secret ingredient for the daiquiri, a pinch of salt. Just like in a margarita, it really elevates that kind of sweet, sour flavor. It just helps them sing. Looking at barware, we have our mixing glass, we have our shaking tin, we have a jigger because we want to get our ratios just right, just how Jennings would have had it. You can either muddle your citrus or you can use a citrus squeezer. I'm opting for that, so no muddler. And then we'll be doing a double strainer today. That way you get out a little bit of those floating ice crystals. Some people love them. Do whatever you want. And also any of the kind of like parts of the lime that could get into the drink. So I'll be using a double strainer. First things first, 2 parts rum. Completely missed that. We're going 1 part lime. You can almost rest assured that you'll be able to get 1 ounce of lime juice out of a whole lime. So I'll be juicing 2 halves. There we go. Gonna be using 1 part simple syrup. Like I said, a pinch of salt. We will be adding our ice, scoop, and And then this drink you want to get really, really cold, so I'm going to spend a good 25 seconds shaking this. And pull out my chilled martini or coupe glass. You can, if you want to, put it on ice, you can do that, but this is the more classic way. Like I said, we're going to be using a double strainer. So I've got my Hawthorne strainer and I've got my conical strainer. Lovely. And I'm gonna garnish with a wheel of lime. That is a beautiful drink. Let's try it out. Oh, that's dangerous. This can be found on our on-the-go menu, cocktail menu. Order it with a sandwich. You might want to order two. Yeah, it's pretty good. Until next time, miss you, see you soon, and cheers to you.